Well, hello, Disney Connections and fellow Disney freaks. Welcome to Taco Tuesday.
Welcome.
I always look over to her to see what she's going to say next because I don't know. This isn't scripted.
It's unscripted.
Very unscripted show. We weren't on Taco Tuesday last week. What were we doing last week?
I don't know.
Frantically getting everybody's packages out so that they would get their treats by Christmas.
Yes.
That's what we were doing last Tuesday.
Yes.
So it's been a couple weeks since Taco Tuesday. We've got a couple episodes to cover. And hopefully it's a little bit more interesting than last time. We were struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, now we watched and you've been researching all day. So
bit.
You've got some added information and we have, are we saying who we have with us?
Well,
today?
we have some experts coming in.
We have experts.
I know of one for sure who's waiting in the green room. And then we've got some others coming in that had to, go drop daughters off at basketball, whatever. Parenting.
Put kids to bed.
Yeah. And we got another one that had to put some kids. So we should have a full screen here in a little bit and just kind of analyzing the heck out of this show because I'm a little confused on some things, hoping that the experts can clear it up. Let's bring in our expert before he takes another nap there. No, he took a little nap earlier today at his sister's house. So he is ready to rock and roll. Good evening, Lauren. How are you?
Good. And I should say I took a nap in the middle of a family gathering. So that was, I didn't leave the room. I just fell asleep while everybody was talking.
I mean, sometimes that's for the best.
Right.
Well, right. Exactly.
That's the perfect.
But I am staying up until midnight to watch the finale.
Is it midnight or 2?
It's 3 for us, I believe.
Oh,
3 for you, but midnight for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna be staying up.
I don't know. We might. I really want to watch it. I'm ready to watch it.
I know. I'm ready to kind of seal this up because I mean we're in Marvel mode right now. We just we're not gonna be any spoilers tonight. We're gonna try really hard. I mean, hopefully nothing sneaks out, but we just watched Spider-Man yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're in Marvel mode right now.
Yeah.
Marvel mode.
So. It was really good.
And see, I had a different reaction. Like Lauren, before you came in, we were talking offline, and he's like, "So what'd you think?" I'm like,
Really?
Shock was the word on my face.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was excellent, but maybe because I'm not as versed in the Marvel universe and everything that's happened that I don't really get a lot of the intricacies, but I thought the movie was great. I loved how they brought in what they brought in, and I was super excited, and I want to see it again because there's always things that you miss the first time.
Totally.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it again. Like I was telling you, Lauren, it's not like I didn't hate the movie. I actually really enjoyed the movie. Like there was a lot of stuff, a little hat tips to, all the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Spider-Man movies, right? Lots of hat tips to those movies in the previous Spider-Man. And it just kind of brought it all full circle. I love that.
Well, it was funny because you said they should end it right there. They should not have any more. And Trace, our son, had the opposite reaction. He was like, this is just the beginning.
Right.
So it's funny how these movies hit people in different ways. And your thought process is completely different than the person sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't want to, we got to be real careful.
We're not talking about Spider-Man tonight.
I know. It's so hard.
It's super hard
not to talk about it.
Maybe next. Oh no, next week we got to talk about
finales. Next week, the week after, maybe we can do.
We'll give people a couple weeks, and we'll do a little Spider-Man recap. So if you haven't gone out, go out, see the movie, find you a 4D theater somewhere, maybe.
Oh my gosh, the theater we went to, our seats reclined all the way back, and your feet went all the way up, so you were fully like laying down.
The butt legs.
Oh my god.
Too.
And it was cozy. I had to push my seat up so that I could watch, but I could have laid I would have been out cold if I laid all the way back.
I know, the same with me. I cannot sit all the way back in those recliners. I will fall asleep.
And it's weird because when I get into a theater and it's so loud, right? And it's somehow that lulls me to sleep.
Yeah.
The loudness of the theater and everything that's going on and that rumbling. Yeah. I fall
Totally
right
get it.
asleep. Right
Yeah.
asleep.
Real quick before we get too far, I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. William, the unknown cook, is in the house. What's up, William? Court reports in here.
She's leaving before there's spoilers.
And yep, you're gonna. I know you're out of here soon. I'll tell you when we're gonna get started. We're just gonna let a few more people come in, I think. And then Susan, wish upon a dizzy, welcome in.
Hello.
Leslie through the looking glass will be here in just a little bit. She's getting the kids to bed and get her little chair set up out there in the garage. So yeah, definitely smash that like button and share us out on your social media, because the more people we got in here commenting and just throwing questions out, the smarter I will get. Because woo, Lauren, I was telling you before we got started, I really wish I would have been more into comic books growing up. It might have helped me
But
actually
you
enjoy
have
books.
a lot of comic books. Like you have random comic books.
Yeah.
They were just gifts or.
Well, I mean, as I'm getting older, I like, vintage stuff. And
so you got those when you
collectibles.
were older?
Yeah.
And then,
most all that.
Got it.
Mickey Bunch is in the house. What's up? Talking a little Hawkeye tonight.
We had no Powerade and no water and no soda.
So drinking some Guinness.
So I'm having some Guinness because that's all we had in the fridge.
Oh my goodness.
I don't normally pop a bottle. That's special occasion, but whatever. I guess this can be a special occasion.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the background, but I love this picture. Before we came in here.
I thought you meant our background. I was like, no, it's not done.
The background is in crazy, but the background up here on the screen, if you go look at the thumbnail, I love that picture because the dog is in a Santa hat.
Oh,
I'm hoping the dog has something to do.
It has
in the finale.
The dog. There has to be deeper meaning to the dog, right? There has to be.
Is the dog like Goose from Captain Marvel?
What's that?
The cat.
Oh, maybe the dog's not really a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were going to say, is a dog like Professor McGonagall?
That too. Welcome in.
Different fandom. Pirate? Different fandom.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Well, Lauren, I mean, I'm going to just give you the floor for a second. Why don't you tell me, because we haven't sat down and talked Hawkeye yet. So I just want to kind of get your overall, go all the way back to episode 1. And just give me your overall, what do you think, what did you think coming into Hawkeye? Where did you think it was going to go? And,
any surprises along the way?
At first I was like, okay, this is kind of, it started off a little bit slow, although there were some fun parts. Rogers, the musical, hello.
Oh my gosh. I don't mean to cut in, but I really want to go see that.
I know, me too. And did you notice? Yeah, and did you notice that it's not a spoiler, but it was in Spider-Man as well. When he was flying over, you could see signs for Rogers the Musical. The same signs. So they had that one. They had the LARPing. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And so, the first 2 episodes were pleasant and fun, and I enjoyed the episode. The introduction of Kate Bishop, but then the third, they poured on the gas. That's the one where they have the whole escape from the tracksuit gang, and he starts using all his trick arrows, which was really cool. Or she started using his trick arrows, and and that was a really cool thing. Then they introduce Echo, and then Yelena Belova comes in, and I just every episode somebody new comes in, and it's amazing. So we've gotten to this last episode. At the end, and I just realized, are we talking about spoilers for Hawkeye or?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was like, oh my God! I
real
just
quick,
told everybody
anybody that's in
Yelena
the chat,
Belova
if
was.
you gotta go, we
Yeah.
are spoiling it up now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. So when they showed the picture of Kingpin at the end of last episode, I mean, I literally was screaming, and that's because I did watch the Netflix shows, and I thought he was an excellent villain. Vincent D'Onofrio made a great Kingpin, and the fact that they brought him in uh, to do this role is amazing because I've been wanting him to come back. Um, the Netflix shows are supposed to be within the universe, but they never have referenced them at all until recently. So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see
Spoiler
what
Spider-Man.
happens.
We can't throw that one out, but
Mhm.
that was a little
So
crazy.
is that what you were asking me earlier if I watched the Arrow? And so are those all supposed to be part of the universe?
Mhm.
'Cause
Mhm.
I did watch the Arrow, and then I watched did I watch another one? What was another one?
You watched
Oh,
the
Arrow? No, Arrow is not part of MCU.
Oh, it's
not
not
Arrow. Okay, there
Not
was
Arrow.
the Flash.
Flash.
No, not the Flash either.
Oh,
Oh.
those aren't MCU.
Yeah, those are DC.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so no,
Okay.
I haven't
The
watched
distinguished competition, as they like to call it.
because I was thinking I've never heard of them referenced before, so
Yeah.
that would make sense. Because I watched the Arrow, Flash, and Penguin. So those
Yeah,
three
those are all
DC.
those are all
DC.
DC.
Okay.
The ones that are in the Netflix universe are Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Put them on the
Man.
list, honey, because we haven't watched any of
Right.
those.
Still got finished.
yeah. At least watch Daredevil and Punisher. Also, that was another one that was.
So which one
okay.
was Kingpin its own show then too, or was that he in?
No, he was a villain in Daredevil,
Okay.
and I think, and also a little bit in Punisher.
Yeah,
So-
well, and he was I mean, not we're getting out of Netflix, but he was also the villain in Miles Morales' Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah, so that already had the MCU connection because Spider-Verse was supposed to be MCU canon along with the rest of them, right? Am I right there?
That is part of the Sony Spider-Verse, which is
Oh,
an entirely different thing. It's very confusing
We need a map.
based on the
that's
contract.
crazy.
Yeah, you literally they need to draw some kind of map as to
Yeah.
who goes to where and what army.
I actually started looking for an outline or a map before we went live, and I can't find one. I don't know where it's at. So,
Yeah.
somebody, I mean, that's like $1 million idea right there. I just gave you. You are welcome out there in the YouTube world. Put together a map that clears all this MCU stuff and all the other superheroes up,
And sell it.
just send me. I'll take 3%.
Royalties.
Yeah.
So episode 4, we need to back up a little bit.
Mhm.
Because episode 4 we watched, we were ready, but we didn't go live and talk about it. And, episode 4 starts off at taken up at the end of episode 3, where the sword is at Hawkeye's throat, right? Frank's got the sword out, and man, how does episode 3 go? Or episode 4?
Episode 3 was the one where they escape from the tracksuit gang and they start using all of the trick arrows.
And then at the end, they're looking through the security company's files to find out information on him, right?
Yes.
And so
And he comes up with the sword.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he comes up at the end. So then it starts off where we left off in episode 3, and then that's when they sit down at the table across from each other. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I was watching. This is totally random, but I was watching one commentator, and they were saying how there was a sword in the middle of the table, and so like Hawkeye and or Clint and Kate are on the chopping block right there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Just random.
Yeah.
But,
it's very fascinating.
yeah.
So now we're at the end after last.
Well, no, we haven't gotten through 4 yet because some important things happen in 4.
Is that
right?
the fight on the roof?
That's the fight on the roof, and so so it's interesting because you know, I honestly I haven't looked at the list of all the Marvel stuff coming out in the next couple of years, and so I totally forgot about the Echo, and I didn't know much about Echo until Hawkeye started. But we're getting introduced to Echo, and Echo's not a villain, right?
No. In fact, in the comics, at one point, she was an Avenger.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and
we're kind of getting her backstory right now to build up to her own series and to be inputted into, you know.
So maybe he's going to flip her.
Well, I think that last episode it really did start that process.
It started her thinking. You could tell she was thinking about, you know, what he said, because she was questioning him, her guy, whoever that is.
Right. Well, what's the guy's name?
Her number 2.
Her like number 2 guy.
Kazi.
Yeah, Kazi. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and let Leslie in right now. I love it when she's got Rogue in the background. That's the perfect backdrop.
Leslie.
What's up?
Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah.
How is everybody?
Good.
Good.
In the middle of a YouTube show. Don't worry about it. Oh, so yeah, so I'm and you feel for that character, right? I mean, it's like I can't really look at her as a villain because she's only going off of what she knows.
Yeah,
but her dad was a villain,
right? Which we're just learning that, right? I mean,
she must have known. I mean, she knows now that he was a villain,
right?
So it's weird because it seems like she questions, like she really wanted to question Clint and Kate when she didn't just want to kill them. She wanted to know why. The question. She was interested when she found out that Clint had trouble hearing. She was kind of like intrigued by that. I think that it almost seems like she's not a villain.
Right.
The only reason that she's in that situation is to avenge her dad.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. And she just, found out in the last episode that Kingpin is the one who ordered her father's death.
Right.
So
that's right at the end of the episode.
She's trying to come to terms with that.
Or no, at the beginning of episode 5, right? When they're fighting in the car lot.
The car lot, yeah.
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 And he I think that's going to be a major thing that happens in the universe is that in her show is that she's going to be fighting against Kingpin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then that might turn her into the Avenger, right?
Yeah, possibly. Hey, real quick, we'll see. We got Johnny Ballard coming from the car phone. What's up, Johnny Ballard?
Hello.
Right. Maybe a little.
It's a little delayed. It's okay.
The phone need hydrated. I can hear you. I think it's a little.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Delayed, Johnny. So, if you hear a pause, that's probably your intro. So.
All right.
Can you hear me, Johnny? Give me a thumbs up. Oh, there you go.
It's not too delayed. It's not too.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So yeah, the fight on the roof, I thought was kind of interesting because we had like a bunch of different storylines, all kind of converging right there on the roof, right?
Yeah.
But also, we really had no idea what was happening to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't know at first what was going on either. Like,
Yeah.
I totally forgotten, honestly, about Black Widow.
So because I remember seeing her sister Yelena getting the file that had his picture in it for her next target, but I can't remember where that was. Was that in a movie that I saw?
It was in the post-credit scene of Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had seen it. I just couldn't remember where.
Yeah. It was, and so we all knew it was going to be coming. So we're just waiting for Yelena to show up, and it was super exciting. I thought it was a very exciting scene in which she shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leslie, you had something?
Yeah. So watching this kind of Widow. Just with the people marks, like you can't watch it around. Can't pay attention. So we have watched it. So we watched. And the next day, or maybe 2 weeks later, one night be important. So we watched it. Post credit, and that's like it's a lot of stuff over here.
The post credit. So they had the box set, so they were watching the post credits.
Nice. Yeah.
We probably so now there's going to be a whole new way to watch these movies so that they line up with the shows. You're going to be watching a movie and then a show and then a movie and then a show.
Well, if you go to Disney Plus, everything that they have on Disney Plus, it does have it posted on there chronologically. So starting with Captain America, and then I think Captain Marvel was next, and so on and so forth. And then it puts in these other Disney or Marvel shows, like the TV shows, in between the movies. So it's got a chronological. Before we move on, though, I'm gonna pause and let Johnny Ballard. Johnny, just tell me, like, 5 episodes in, what has been your thoughts on Hawkeye? Like, feelings, like, hate, love. Where are you at?
Well, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
So I think Hawkeye, at first he wasn't my favorite character, but this show has kind of like allowed me to kind of like get to know him better. And I'm actually enjoying it. I think it's funny. Some friends and I were just talking about the tracksuit mob or whatever they're called, and just talking about how funny those guys were, and so I'm actually enjoying it and just seeing how they're tying everything up, tying up loose ends from the last phase, and they're kind of pushing us forward to this new thing with the multi-dimension thing. I think it's interesting now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen on Wednesday. I'm sad that it was only like 6 episodes long. It's like just when we start getting into it, and now they're going to end it. So,
Right?
Yeah.
They did the same thing with
all of them.
Well, yeah, with all of them, really. But I was thinking,
I thought that last Tuesday's was the last episode. So I was getting so mad because I'm like, they're wasting so much time. I felt like the scene where they're in her apartment. Come on already. You're wasting so much time. We need to get on with the story. I was so mad. And I also thought at that time, that was a little out of character for Yelena. It was like her, but the way that she just kept, like, she was, I don't know. I didn't feel like that was really in her character from what we've seen. Some of it, yes, but they just kept going with it. And I'm like, she'd be done by now. She's not one to play around, Leslie.
I actually loved that scene. I thought that was a really fun scene. It just kind of showed what direction they're going to go with Yelena and in the new universe. In the MCU. And so I think that, I don't know, I thought it was a lot of fun.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. and you probably liked it more because you knew there was a whole other episode coming. I
Mhm.
was thinking, how are they going to wrap this up?
Oh,
And
you thought it was ending at 5.
that's what I thought. And so I'm like, they're
Ah,
spending a lot of time in this apartment. They need to get
right.
on with the story.
Leslie, you had something?
Yeah, so I like that scene in general, and I thought it kind of like I think I tried to drag it out so much was to like really get through to her head. Like, you don't want to mess with me. I know everything about you.
Yeah.
But it feels like I'm waiting for something to happen because I'm like, what is she waiting for to go up? What is she like? What phone call is she waiting for? Because I felt like I could read it so repetitive, and there was
Something else was coming,
Yeah.
and then nothing else came. And she said Kate Bishop a million times, and
I know.
was like, come on.
That I thought was funny was when she kept calling her Kate Bishop.
So there was a commentator that I watched, and I can't remember who he compared it to, but it was comparative to an interrogation of a movie or show past, in that getting your person comfortable enough to where they just spill it out, right?
Right.
And so her interrogation technique was to, have some macaroni and cheese, and that was a little nod to her loving macaroni and cheese when she was a kid. And but it was like the whole thing just kind of dragging it out until she gets to so she could have stepped in the apartment and said, "Where's Clint?"
Yeah.
But she didn't. It's as if like she was building a relationship with Kate so that when she asked the question,
she could tell if she was lying.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
it could also be that I kind of also got that she might have wondered, is she doing the right thing? Like, is the hit the right thing? So she's trying to get from Kate, why is it that you like him?
Right.
And which leads her to following the mom at the end of the episode. Like, she starts questioning, well, who did order this hit?
Yeah.
So
maybe she won't go through with it. I mean,
I don't think she's.
I don't think she's going to go through with it, but I think that she's starting because she's not dumb. Like she's pretty smart, so she's going to try to figure out what she's doing and why she's doing it. She also doesn't want anyone to control her, so she's not going to just do a hit because she's told to do a hit. She's going to find out and make that choice for herself.
Right.
100%.
I do think it's interesting that I don't know, maybe I'm just better at understanding where Marvel's trying to go with things. Because was anybody actually surprised when they found out? Because
no, I wasn't surprised. That it was her mom.
Oh,
like I wasn't surprised. And
no, I knew that episode 1.
As soon as when she was hugging her and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna look into it," I was like, "Okay, now she's gonna have to find a fall guy because we know it's her."
Mm-hmm.
it kind of makes me look at that because I feel like I'm sure there was some motivation behind other people to do this, but I was like, in that moment, that woman has zero emotion as getting arrested. Has zero emotion when she like total zero. Like, oh, that's the one to it. Like, none of them are facing. If your dog was to you and like I feel like there was a brain. It's not just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there'd be a bigger reaction.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and then if you go back and like I said, I did a lot of studying today, and so a lot of things were pointed out that I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I mean, we take it back to episode 1, and she doesn't even seem concerned of the explosions that are going on in the auction. Like, yeah, she's like, oh, I know what's going on.
Yeah, she knew.
Johnny, if you ever have anything, you just raise your hand and I'll call on you over there. I know you're a teacher, so you know how that works, right? So I'm so happy you're here, Johnny. It's been so long.
Yeah, we kept missing each other at Disney. I was like, where are they at? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're coming again, right? Here soon?
I don't know yet. My daughter wants to come back, so I don't know. Well, we're figuring it out because I still want to get down to Disneyland.
No. You want to come to Disney World? So we're gonna hook up next time for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So when you talk about who the villain, I honestly thought that the mom was going to be the ultimate villain in the whole thing. I thought Frank was just kind of a fall guy. I don't know. I don't know that Frank is very. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to find out if he has like any like bad guy knowledge whatsoever, or if he's just like this, naive, ignorant.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't know what's going on. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he just thinks he's lucked out here and he's living the life. He has no idea what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Nicole. Appreciate the thumbs up. If you haven't thumbs up and you are in here, smash the like button.
Yay! Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah.
I was not. I kept thinking it's too obvious. He's too obvious. Like he might as well like twirl his mustache,
Right.
And I didn't trust the mom at all. So,
and if he was such a bad guy, when his Ronin sword mysteriously leaves the house,
He would have known.
why haven't we said anything about that?
Yeah.
Like he got the sword. Where is that coming up? Like does he I don't know.
He has so many swords he doesn't realize it.
I know, but he used that sword. So now I'm even more. I throw these things out there and then I even confuse myself more.
Right. I mean, maybe they have so much stuff that they don't think about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was I mean, there was a little bit of a funny thing, but oh well.
Yeah, he's just goofy. I think he's goofy.
No. I mean, we know he's not Kingpin, so
or did they put him in to watch her? Somebody is watching the mom. Like they always have, kind of a backup. Like maybe he came in, she thinks she's in charge, but really they stuck him in there, unbeknownst to her, to watch her.
There's a stretch.
Maybe.
Susan, I am all over the place as well. I'm so all over the place with this, but I'm typically.
She said that like 10 minutes ago.
Oh well, I mean, I just got it, just read it. Yeah, crazy. So,
what's gonna happen?
Well, before we get to the what's gonna happen, just one last thing up on the roof.
Something burning.
It smells like toast, or popcorn maybe. One last thing up on the roof is when Yelena gets up there and we see her. She's revealed. Like, I mean, she's done her little things to Clint, right? And Kate's got an arrow at her head. Like, just like looks at her and gives her a.
She could have grabbed it.
So, where? I mean, what I have,
She doesn't just kill people to kill them. So if she saw Kate, she's like, all right, and then you're not on my list. You're just kind of a nuisance right now.
Why doesn't Kate let loose?
Because she feels it in her heart that she shouldn't. Because Kate doesn't just kill people and just shoot them for no reason either. She also has a moral compass that, she's pretty grounded in that and she wants to do good.
Right.
She's not just
she
going
wants to be an Avenger.
Yeah. She's
Food
not
cat
just
welcome
going
in.
to let an arrow fly.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm doing well with this analysis today.
Yeah, you're not bad.
You are.
There was a conversation just before the last thing Clint and Kate had a conversation about was Clint telling Kate that he didn't take the shot on Natasha. He was hired to assassinate her.
Yeah.
And so that little pause in that interaction, I think has something to do with that conversation. Like she's learning from her mentor kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you said, choosing
first. Yeah.
Right, choosing when to take the shot and not.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
I think she wants to know, like, why was her sister and him so close? You know, and why did he kill? Why did he kill her in the way that the hit describes it? You know, like, so she's questioning. That's why she kind of has that little meeting with Kate Bishop. Is that she's trying to disarm her, like you were saying, Rob, but at the same time trying to get in more information from her. And yeah, that's a big reason why I like that scene.
And I think Elena wants to know. She wants to know exactly what happened. So she's not going to kill anybody until she knows exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Leslie, what were you going to say?
Welcome in Adventures by D.
Hello.
When are you coming down to Florida? Since we didn't.
Adventures by D. Hello.
Johnny, you have anything to add? Oh,
bye.
Johnny, bye, Johnny. Maybe you'll come back, Johnny.
He gone.
Gone. Okay, so moving on to episode 5. Now we're starting to kind of we're winding it down, right? But we're answering a lot of questions. And the episode 4 ended with Clint telling the second guy, cause, right? So don't tell Maya, knock it off.
Back off.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want her to get hurt.
He doesn't want her to get hurt.
Because he understands that she's just avenging her dad's death. She's not a bad person.
Right.
Right. I'm still trying to get a hold of who is Kazi. Like, is he working? I mean, working for the Kingpin. I mean, apparently he is working for the Kingpin in the way that he seems to be loyal, because she asked why wasn't he at that meeting. But I'm wondering, does he actually care for Echo? And I think that he does, which, you know, makes it interesting. That I think he wants to protect Echo, and he doesn't want her to dig too far into, you know, why her dad died, because she's going to find out that Kingpin was the mastermind behind that, and you know, she's gonna come at them ablazing.
Well, and she's gonna have a whole new vengeance that she has to take up.
Leslie.
If he's trying to make sure he's in victory beat because he is more involved, then he wants her to find out because he's going to happen too. That's why he's there.
Exactly.
While protecting her.
That's what I thought. At first, I thought the same thing as Lauren. I thought, oh, he really cares about her. Maybe he's in love with her. Maybe. But then after this whole revelation, I'm like, he doesn't care. He's just protecting himself.
I get the feeling that he does care, but I think that's why he doesn't want her to know that he was involved at all, because I think he wants to keep that relationship too. Like, I feel like he cares about her, but I also think that at the time that everything happened, maybe there was and then
yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I don't think he necessarily is in love with her like I thought that he was, but maybe he cares enough to not want her to get hurt.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, he cares enough about her not to get her hurt, and she's digging too much into this incident where she's going to find out not only Kingpin, but his own part in her father's death.
Right.
And, you know, that's going to be...
Is Kaz Jon Snow? Susan said.
No, that's... Kit Harington was in the Eternals. He was... did you see the Eternals?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
It's one that a lot of people have different opinions about. I enjoyed it, but there's a character called Dane Whitman who is from the comics, and he is the Black Knight.
Okay.
And so he's cursed with an ebony blade, to become a warrior, and it's very interesting. I don't know if he's going to be in this series. I don't think that he's going to be in this series, but it'll be interesting. If he shows up in the finale, then wow, what a finale this is going to be.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely we'll get to the finale predictions here pretty soon, because I mean there's a lot going on. It might be just a little minor spoiler out there, but the finale. I guess let's just go there. Johnny, are you there, Johnny? Johnny, where do you think where do you think this is going into the finale? And connecting with any other part of the MCU?
Well, rumor has it, the ending scene of for those, so it's a spoiler, so don't get mad at me, please. But the spoiler for one of the scenes in Spider-Man, the movie that just, No Way Home, apparently is going there's a rumor that one of those scenes might show up in tonight's last showing of the last episode.
That was the spoiler I was talking about, so I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Are you talking about the last scene in the movie?
The last scene with Spider-Man in the movie.
Because the time of year matches up, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I watched a few commentators today, about 50-50 out there, whether or not Spider-Man's going to make it into the last episode of Hawkeye. I think I'm on the fence. I mean, I think they kind of put it all together, and with the releases and those kind of scenes at the end of movies, that could be like just thrown together, last minute, like, hey, oh, by the way, we're releasing Hawkeye and this is going to line up here. We need to make sure and put this little. So, I mean, there's that. But then, other commentators are saying, do we want Spider-Man's like last appearance to be in a Hawkeye episode on Disney
that
Plus?
would just go with Trace's theory that this is just the beginning and not the end.
That's the thing.
Susan, thanks for joining us. I totally understand it's getting late. Hey, DC, welcome in.
What's up?
Bye, Susan. Hi, DC.
So
yeah.
As a fan, and especially as a fan of the new Spider-Man, this particular movie was probably the best Spider-Man movie ever made. I would love to see that crossover, and I love the way the whole Marvel ties their stories in together, and so you don't get these one-off movies. You know what I mean? They're all tied in together. They're all in the same universe. So I think it gives us fans, and as a teacher, and I'm sure Melanie can agree with me, that sometimes when I teach my kids about being a reader, and when you're telling a story, you want to tell a story with the reader and what's the story.
I think I got the gist of it. So the continuity
and just a lot.
Yeah.
Susan didn't mean she was leaving.
Oh,
she couldn't stay up to watch the episode. Is what she meant. She's still here.
What? Stay as much as you like.
You kind of broke up there, Johnny, but I think Rob was saying you're talking about the continuity of a story.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, and I would be ecstatic, honestly, if they connect it. Yeah, you're pretty delayed, broken up. But if they connected, I think it'd be great.
Right.
and it would be the
Yeah,
starting
so
of new Spider-Man. Yeah, I think you might be way out
You're
there.
going through a
So,
bad cell area.
Yeah.
But yeah. Here's the thing: is that was it WandaVision? We got all these teasers that Doctor Strange was going to show up, but then they didn't bring in that other big character, at the end. So I don't know. I'm not hopeful. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. If it does, I think it'd be the cherry on top. Um, I honestly I don't think they need Spider-Man. So that's the other thing, is that there's not a big bad enough that Hawkeye and Kate, and I believe Echo is gonna come into the end as well, as a good guy.
So they can handle it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think they can handle it. I don't think they need another.
But maybe he'll make a little cameo.
Yeah.
We'll see him flying in the background. I don't know. He's just checking on things.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Holland's contract just ended. So, but, they're in talks to build a new contract. I don't know how likely it is to have him show up in one episode of Hawkeye.
Right. Well, and that kind of goes to the point of when is his last appearance, because I found it kind of interesting. I don't know if you notice this, but when we saw Spider-Man yesterday, one of the previews had a new Tom Holland movie in it.
Had a what did you say?
A totally new movie outside of MCU, not even related. So
But Tom
he's out
was
there.
in it.
He's out there, and he was a main character, so he's out there kind of spreading his wings and getting outside of his role as Spider-Man. And I can't see. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So, so what do we think happened? Obviously, looking at Echo coming, and I don't think Kingpin is going to be I think this is just an introduction. Where do we think Hawkeye's going to lead us to? I mean, what's the connection?
Well, I think Hawkeye is going to Jeremy Renner is going to retire finally at the end of the series and hand over the baton to Kate Bishop, because in the comics she's also Hawkeye. And I just feel like he's gotten to a point where, he's kind of done. Jeremy Renner is, I should say. And I feel like he's just going to, if they bring him back at any point, it'll probably be like a call. But I think he finally deserves time with his family.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of people who've also speculated that Linda Cardellini's character, the wife, Laura, is Mockingbird,
Right.
who was his wife in the comic series. Because apparently they are on witness protection, and or they're in not some kind of protection, and that she used to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. as well.
Yeah, Leslie, go ahead.
This is actually a question I was going to ask for you guys. I was like, what is I have the comic book background? But as one the other night, I said before there was kind of a walk, and I see the watch that but no, I know more than anybody. Like I was like, all these people like his boss college the first. She's always like that.
Yeah.
Very much so, like he's very involved with the players to everything. Not to the white book probably no. It's like who there had to be something, and I wondered if that was how they would make the first character. If they think it's so much more than theory, they
Yeah. Hey, Susan, I would probably agree with. I think he's going to show up to the farm on Christmas Day, not before, but on Christmas Day. It's going to be snowing. Everybody's
Yeah.
going to be around the Christmas tree, and he's going to pop back in.
Well, back to what Leslie was saying on the phone calls and stuff. I was thinking about the phone calls that he has with her and how she's always like, you don't have to, you're not calling to ask permission. Like
Mhm.
she knows his job. It's almost like she knows because she's done it before.
Right.
And so they just have that relationship. Like when it's her turn to do it, he's probably the same way. You go, you do your job.
Right.
It's almost like this is going to sound weird, but almost like the relationship between him and Black Widow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they care about each other so much. They love each other, but they both have jobs to do. They never stand in each other's way. And it's almost like that's his work life.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. There was actually one commentator, I don't know, Lauren, you might have a spin on this, but sorry, just responded, John. Johnny had to bounce out because the link is giving him some fits. But so yeah, there was a commentator that was saying she might have been like, maybe she was Ronin. And
she was blipped during that time.
Well, so one of the clips of him, doing his Ronin thing on the van could have been like before the blip, and it could have been her. It's a far stretch, I think, but yeah, she's in the know of something. Like, yeah, she might have worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. There was somebody that said, maybe, he was the bad guy. Maybe it was him as Ronin, and Ronin was like his bad guy deal, and she got him out of that, like he got Natasha out of her bad guy face.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That's a good question. Because my thought is that she is a Mockingbird, just an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, and that's why she knows so much stuff. Like she can track down that watch number or whatever it was that she was doing, and that she. It seems like she still has access to whatever she had access to before.
right.
So in order to track these things down for Clinton. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I actually would love to know more information about Linda Cardellini's character.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that they tell us a little bit more tonight, but who knows?
So Susan says that she thinks she might go home with Clint after her mom is killed. Maybe that's her guess.
Mm.
And
Could
then
be.
DC says that I hope we have a sword fight in the last episode. There are so many swords at Kate Bishop's mom's house that we haven't seen used yet. I'm sure we'll have more. We'll have another arrow fight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. There's got to be some more arrows flying. I mean, there's got to be hundreds of arrows flying in that last episode. And then I mean, we got to have the sword. Who's fighting with the sword? That's what I don't know. Like, is that where Frank comes out as an actual bad guy? Because he's going to fight Ronin with the sword, and Kate's going to take on all the special. I don't know. This is just nuts.
Leslie.
Yeah.
I still feel like there's this missing puzzle of piece. I think someone killed the dad during the very first invasion, and I'm hoping that we find it. I want to know what happened.
Right.
And does the mom know something about Kate that Kate doesn't know about herself? Because she was like, do you think you're a superhero? Like, is she a superhero and hasn't reached her full potential or hasn't unleashed her potential?
Mhm.
If she's going to be Hawkeye eventually, then she is a superhero and maybe her mom knows.
Or before her mom has been grooming her to be this badass and be able to fight people, not knowing that she's going to go good because of that one vision of Hawkeye on the building fighting the aliens, right?
Yeah.
And this is where it all spawned from. She saw Hawkeye, and that's why Hawkeye's like her dude, right?
Yeah.
But maybe
Leslie wants to talk.
what mom had meant for bad, Kate will turn to good. Go, Leslie.
Well, but for I like Hawkeye, I like she thought that behind he doesn't do. But I feel like the reason it has to be Hawkeye is she just is your random person, and that's what I think. Love him because he and he thinks he wasn't a born universe. Like he was just a guy who is a good, and so he's relatable to her because he doesn't have to have all this enterprise. He doesn't have to have what it is.
So she's most like him.
Follow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. 58 minutes. We got to wrap it
We're
up.
at 58 minutes. I guess we got to wrap it up.
No.
Does Hawkeye live?
Yes.
I think he does. I think he, at bare minimum, deserves to retire with his family.
Okay.
He doesn't. I don't think I can come back to talk about the final episode because I'll be proud.
Right. If they kill off Hawkeye, Taco Tuesday's canceled next week. Does his wife show up to help save the day?
No.
That. Oh.
I don't think so.
I mean, she has an integral part so far, with the whole watch thing.
Like expand on her character in the future because she shows up, gives us a little taste of her moment, and then they can build on her character later.
Mm.
Yeah. And what happens to Yelena?
That is a good question.
I think she doesn't.
I think she's going to realize that she's been hired by the wrong people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, wow. Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to find out tonight. In about 4 hours. So if you're watching,
I feel like we can stay up.
If you're watching this live, we've got about 4 hours. If you're catching on the replay, check your time because it's coming soon, and we're gonna put a bow here on Hawkeye and move on with this series. But yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yep.
All right. Well, as customary, hopefully I can be able to hear you, Leslie. Anything coming up on the channel that you want to tell people about?
What's the next Vlogmas? I have a couple unboxing films that I haven't put up yet. I have a DVD box coming, so lots of stuff unboxing.
Okay. Lauren, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm just getting through Vlogmas as well. Got a few box swaps coming up, and a what we call collecting. Celebrating collections, people, and pins, which was put together by Val over at Singer Family Adventures, and it's just basically showing off our pins. And this month is Christmas pins, so that's coming up on Christmas Eve.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Susan says she gets her own movie. I think that maybe that would be a Black Widow 2, probably.
Yeah, I agree. I think she might get her own movie as well.
I love it. Well, I don't even know what we have coming up on our channel. Let's see. We finished up Vlogmas after day 7.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
We have some unboxings. We have a couple more. We have a Christmas card collab that's coming in tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right,
then
sweet.
we just have.
We doing that live?
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe we'll do it live.
However we can get it done.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if you haven't checked out our sponsor, it's in the link below. Go order some treats, and that'll help pay for all this fun entertainment And then come check us out on Saturday for our Saturday live show, 2:00 WDW time. Doesn't look like we changed to 1:00. So we'll be here at 2:00 on the East Coast. That's 11:00 over there on the other coast. So,
okay.
All right. Well, welcome in, Devin, right at the end. Push the rewind, go back to the beginning if you want to learn all about Hawkeye. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you being here on Disney Connections, where we're going to talk about all things Disney.
Bye.
Bye.